Hi friends, it's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm here with my little Yorkshire Terrier Ellie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and we are here to just have some fun today. Yep, Ellie just finished one snack, and I have another treat for her if she's a good girl right here. So I'm going to look right now and make sure that we're live. That I see us on the computer, because that lets me know for sure that everything's working. Okay, good. It looks like everything's working. Hopefully, there we go. Okay. So welcome. I'm so happy to have you today. Tammy, good to see you, my good friend Tammy. Um, it's not too hot today. Now, I know you guys might have it hotter in the rest of the country, but we're actually enjoying kind of just a casual, in the 80s here in northern San Diego County. I I gave Ellie a bath this morning, and I see that her little pony is looking a little bit like a waterfall. She doesn't like me to pull it. Yeah, it's kind of flowing down over, isn't it? Um, but it'll be okay. Hopefully it'll fix itself in a little while. Okay, so I have a little cookie for her today. So I thought maybe we could get her to just She's like, Mom, why are you playing with me? These are her favorite treats. They're in my room. And when she comes in, when I call her, I've been giving her a treat, and it's been really helping. She's really been coming in. Marcia, good to see you. Good evening. Sizzling. Oh my gosh, poor Marcia. I'm so sorry. Roz, good to see you. Oh, I'm so sorry for you girls in that high heat. We're going to get it. We get it in September and October. Right now, we're having a little bit of a cool spell, and we're very thankful. Yeah, it's been mild, but you're right, Tammy. Tammy lives very close to me, just a couple of blocks, and it's going to be really hot. Usually in October, it's really, really hot, and we don't totally like it. I'm trying to adjust my camera just a little bit. Um, so this has been a busy time for me. I don't know if you can see behind me. Let me see if I can give you a little look. I am doing my paper shares. I've got them out all over the place. They should go out hopefully by Friday, I hope. I've been working real hard on them and like a little cutting fiend, cutting all the papers, and then they're almost done, and then I package them up for you, those of you who have subscribed, so I'm really thankful. Tina, good to see you from Granite Falls, North Carolina. How's your weather there, Tina? We're just waiting a minute until everybody can get on, and I have some fun things to show you, right, Ellie? Yes, she's looking around today. I don't know what she's really looking at. Um, so let's see, Marcia. Allison, good to see you. Oh, you had your debit card scammed, Marcia. I'm so sorry. That is awful. I hate when that happens. We've had that happen a couple of times. I just hate it. I think everybody hates it. She's squirming to get down today. Yeah. Well, actually, I think I'm going to put her down because I have a beautiful card to show you that I received from someone. Where did I put it? Over here. Roz, who is so faithful. Kay, good to see you from North Carolina. Humid and hot there. I know it is. I know, you guys. But I want you to have empathy for those of us here in Southern California in September and October, when it gets really, really hot here. And then you can have empathy, and I'll have empathy for you now, okay? I got the prettiest card from Roz, and I really wanted to show it to you guys. It's the Darling Gnomes, and look at this. I think it's this part I think is a gatefold with their little mushroom, and then you lift it up, and then this bottom comes down, and there's the little gnome inside his house. Isn't that just so cute, Roz? You are an amazing card maker, and I love this card. Thank you so much. And because I saw this, I'm going to make not the same card, but a little bit of a similar card that opens like this today, because I received yours yesterday and I just got really excited about the way that it opens. So I have kind of a fun opening for you guys today. Yes, Carol, good to see you from Connecticut. It is a super cute card, and I'm so thankful. I so appreciate it when you guys send me cards. I do love it. You're all amazing card makers. You really are. Don't forget, I'm giving away a prize at the end today, and the prize is from everybody who signed up last week, who wrote the word prize, even up to early this morning in a comment on last Wednesday's live, either on Facebook or YouTube, and I had the most ever put prize. I did the random number generator, and I'm going to award that at the end this time. But if you want to go ahead and put prize in the comments to count toward next week, go right ahead. It is a little bit dry in here. We've had the air conditioner on. I always like to show you that I'm using my wonderful Stampin' Up tumbler. It's allergies and dryness. And anyway, this is a fabulous tumbler, and you guys can get it in my online store. And they're in the new in colors, and the one I got is Sweet Sorbet. And they're in all the new in colors, and they're not too pricey, so I really encourage you to get them. Okay, news. The news I want to tell you about is Sale-a-bration. I posted, and I know those of you that are here probably are following or follow my page here, my Pretty Paper Cards page, and I posted already a Sale-a-bration item has been well, because they're not sold, they're free gifts, but it's out. And I want to go over the catalog real quickly with you to show you what other things are available, okay? Because I don't want you to lose out on, there we go. I want to make sure that you get everything you want, because these items are while supplies last. And I know they told us that, but I really didn't think I needed to make a big deal of it, because we're still, I mean, Sale-a-bration just started on July 1st. So we're all shocked, but people have been loving all the Sale-a-bration items, so let's go over them. The first one, and you've seen it, the Hippos stamp set. I haven't used mine yet. I have it. But I want to go over these so that you know what's still available. There's only one thing sold out, but if you want some of these items, place a $50 order quick to get the item you want, or a $100 order depending on what qualifies. Oh, Roz, you have a tumbler. Yes, love my tumbler. Love it. So the hippest hippos, and I have no knowledge. They don't tell us if they're low, you know, if they're in low inventory or not. But I just want you, I don't want you to lose out. Then for another $50 order, you could get the hippo dies. Okay. This we're using today, the Rings of Love Designer Series paper, and it is gorgeous. I love it. I've got several. Every time I get a free gift, I've been adding this one because I love this paper so much. Rings of Love Designer Series paper with a $50 order, and this is the one that sold out right here. The Pool Party and Soft Seafoam cards and envelopes, and I've been showing those to you, and I've used them because they're such a great value. I mean, free, and you get 20 cards and 20 matching envelopes, but they're all gone. And someone checked, and they told us this morning that they will not be coming back. So those are absolutely gone. That's what I mean. If you want something, I just encourage you to get it now. This is the Stylish Sketches with some cute animals and a foliage with a fruit. Okay, the Silver and Gold, I've gotten quite a bit of this because I want to use this. And like when I placed the big order for my my papers, I was able to get, for the papers for my paper share, I was able to get quite a few Sale-a-bration gifts, and I got quite a few of these. This is Silver and Gold 6x6 stripes and dots, and it is really pretty, really great for the holidays. So that is another one that is free with a $50 order. Now we're going to start into the $100 orders. If you place a $100 order, you get the amazing phrasing, which is cute. I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but I'm wanting to, okay? And then, of course, the tree lot dies. And really, I am really thinking that, I think I might have told you on Friday, I'm thinking these might be the next to go, and to be, you know, not sold out, but you know, not be available anymore. Hello, Diane. Good to see you. And the reason is the stamp set that goes with this from the mini catalog is already on, well, they don't say back order anymore, but it's unavailable, unorderable. The stamp set they will be getting back because that is in the mini catalog. But the dies will not come back. So if they go out, they won't come back. And if you want these dies and you've been thinking, oh, I'll get them later when I place an order, do not delay, okay? Because they will not come back once they're out. And I'm thinking any day we might find out that they have been, that all of them have been given out as free gifts. So tree lot dies, those are the ones that make the pink glamper that I love so much. And the pink glamper stayed back in my bedroom. I showed it a while ago. It was back there when I was getting ready, and I forgot to bring it back out with me, so I don't have the pink glamper right now. But these are the dies that make the super cute pink glamper. The tree lot dies, free with the $100 order. Then with the $100 order, you can also get the Wonderful World, and I've used that with you guys, both the paper and the stamp set together. And that's the last free item. And then, as I mentioned last week, if you place a $300 order, not only do you get all those Sale-a-bration items that you want for your $300 free gifts, but they will throw this in and you don't even have to put it in. And you get this for free if you have a $300 order. The beautiful perfect pomegranate set that I used last week, and that's what our prize is that's coming up that I'm going to award at the end here, was the beautiful pomegranate set that we made. Okay, enough of Sale-a-bration catalog, but I just wanted you to know that the things are just going so fast. And I did want to mention, I've been showing this too, is the beautiful planner. I am loving my planner, and you get this plus a stamp set plus 3 notebooks if you want to sign up as a demonstrator during July and August. And I love it. What I call becoming a demonstrator, I call it the ultimate bundle. My upline Mary Fish calls it the ultimate bundle, and the reason is because you get $125 worth of products for $99, and you get this planner during Sale-a-bration and all the fillings for it, all the stuff, and you can't get a better bundle. The ultimate bundle. If you've ever considered joining Stampin' Up, this is the time. $99, you get all that stuff, and you don't have to buy anything afterward. You don't have to do a single thing. Some of you might think, oh, I have to keep up my minimums and stuff. You don't if you don't want to. All you have to do is pay the $99, get the starter kit, $125 worth of items of your choice for $99, and it all ships free, and the planner is thrown in for free. But you will want to get to buy products afterward because you get everything after that at 20% off. That's why I joined, and that's why most of us do, is for that wonderful discount. If you do nothing after you get your starter kit, you can stay and get everything for 20% off for 4 months, and then you don't have to do anything. No problems. So it's kind of a no-brainer. That's what I think. If you're going to place an order that's around $99 or $100, that's my thinking, is just get the starter kit. It's a no-brainer. Okay, on to our project for today. Today we are going to make a fun card using that Rings of Love Designer Series paper, and I'm going to tell you what I did. So at first, I love this card. I made it, we're going to emboss the bottom part, and I just made that as a topping on the front, and you opened it up. And then I started thinking about Roz's card that she sent me that opens completely up. So I made another one I didn't decorate the front, but it opens up like Roz's card. Hi Colleen, so good to see you. Thank you so much for popping on. And so this is what we're going to make today, and I'm going to show you how to do this, how to make this card that opens up, and then what we'll do is we'll decorate it like I decorated the front of this one. Sound good? Okay, let's get started. So we're going to start out, and our card base is going to be 8.5 by 5.5. Now I went ahead and cut it, so it's a half of an 8.5 by 11 sheet. You just cut it in half lengthwise. 5.5 this way, 8.5 this way. Okay, 1/2 sheet. And then I'm going to tell you where to score. You might want to get out a notepad and a pen if you want to make this card and you want to write down the measurements. Okay. Bright and cheerful. Yes, that's what I wanted. It's summertime. We are bright and cheerful. So here's where you score your 8.5 by 5.5 piece. You put it on the long side into your paper trimmer, and you're going to score it first at 3 inches. And remember, we're going to use our scoring blade, which is the gray one. Don't use the cutting blade, or you'll cut it by accident. That's the darker gray. So 3 inches, and then I have to open up the arm here like that. And then we're going to go, I don't know if I can get it so that you can see it. Let me see. Okay, 7 1/4 is right here. So we're going to score it 7 1/4. And that is the scoring. And I think that's all we have to do with our paper trimmers. Oops, so I'll put that down. And now we're just going to burnish our score line. So here's the smaller one. I think I'll fold this way. I usually fold away from the valley. And then we have a score line here. This was our 3-inch score line. And I will burnish that. And then this is how our card is going to open, just like that. Okay? Now we need to get started with decorating, which is always the most fun part. So I have a piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock, and this, if you want to write it down, is 3 by 5.5. And what I'm going to do is bring up today we're going to use the big Stampin' Cut and Emboss because we need to, because we have big pieces of things. So let's get our big guy up here. And what we use when we're embossing the 3D embossing folders, and we are using Fern. It's a new embossing folder that is in the new mini catalog, the July to December mini catalog, and it has beautiful ferns all over the front. So we're going to put in our piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock. It's 3 inches by 5.5, and we're just going to put it right in there. And what you do when you're using a 3D embossing folder, you have your I forget what you call this main big piece, and then instead of the clear cutting plates, you're going to put on the number 4, which is the embossing plate, and you just run the embossing folder right in through that, and it goes through so smooth. It's not even hard to do. I mean, it didn't even take much effort at all. And then I'll show you how beautiful this embossing folder is. It's just so pretty. Look at this beautiful fern embossed piece. I'm going to hold it up a little closer. Look at that. You can see all the embossed areas. Isn't that gorgeous? And it really doesn't matter. That I'm thinking is the back because the indentations are going down. And I think this is the front because they're coming up. But truthfully, they're both really beautiful. Just beautiful. So let's get our card base back, and what we're going to do is we are going to adhere this on the 3-inch part, or the lower portion, right? But I'm going to open it up to glue it on with my multi-purpose glue. And I I don't put more glue, I just put it in more areas like that, because you recognize that when you've got an embossed piece, as I said, some of those areas come down, and so you want to hit more of the area there. So we're just going to put that right on there, and I'm going to pull it up and make sure that I can fold my card nicely, that it just move it around those last few seconds. You know how the multi-purpose glue allows you to do that. So there we've got our beautiful Daffodil Delight embossed piece. I just think that's so pretty. I mean, anything would be pretty with it. It's just so gorgeous. Okay, now is what I might call the tricky part. It took me a minute to figure this out, but we are going to use, I even forgot to tell you what we're using today. We are using the Sending Smiles stamp set for the decoration, the Sending Smiles dies, or the sending dies, and to cut the fun envelope looking feature, we are using the basic border dies. Those are in your annual catalog, the basic border dies. And what we're going to do, let me see here, I'm going to show you the sample again. All right, we're going to cut out this piece right here, okay? This piece. And then we're going to cut out another piece that goes on the inside, and this is the back pattern of this one. And so we're going to cut both those pieces out, and we're going to put them on this little flap of our card base. So we're going to go ahead to cut these. We're going to need this die from the basic border dies. Can you see that? It's like a triangle, and that's the die we're going to use. And so what we're going to do is, I'm actually going to get the machine up here so that I don't have to do that after I get everything all set. So we'll bring back our cut and emboss machine and get it balanced there. Now here's what I figured out. Some of you math whizzes may have different ways of doing this, but this is what I figured out. I have a little, so I decided I want my envelope, you know, my triangle to begin 1.5 inches down from the top of my 3-inch piece. For example, let's take a look at this one. Do you see on here, I have 1.5 inches on this side and 1.5 inches on the other side before this kind of what I'm calling a triangle begins. So I grabbed a piece of paper, I cut a piece of basic white cardstock as a scrap to just sit here and show me an 1.5 inches distance, okay? Because how else would I get it even on both sides? I don't even know. So that's what I do, is I put that piece on, and we could use, and I may have to, I do have here my sticky tape, but I'm going to try not to because it tears up things. But anyway, so I'm going to put the point of my triangle, can you see that, in the center right at the base of my 3-inch piece. I've got my 1.5 inch guide is really what it is, right up there. Let me get it right up to the top there. And again, you can use washi tape, sticky tape to help you, but I found that I think I can get it done. And then have these edges coming up at about the same location with about the same space in there, just kind of like that. And I've been successful with this, so let's see if it works, okay? And then I just set that down and run it through. And let's see if it comes out right. Okay, here we go, let's see. And there's my piece. And it did come out really nice. It looks even on both sides. And there is a beautiful little piece of stitching right in there. And now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the other piece that's going to be our inside piece. And so if you remember, what we're going to do is have that piece turned over so that we show the inside pattern, or the reverse pattern, on the inside of our flap. So we'll do it again. I'll show you again. Put the 1.5 inch white guide right up there, and then we're going to take our die and try to put the point in the center of our piece with the edges up like that. I think that looks pretty good. And then we'll put our top on, our top plate, top cutting plate. And that did move a little bit. Sometimes it moves just a bit. And let's see, still moved a little bit. So I'm just adjusting it with my finger. I think that looks pretty good. Again, you may want to stick it all down. I find it works okay without. So let's see how this came out. Another really pretty piece. See, I think that comes out pretty good. I'd love to hear if any of Ra's smart thinking. Yes, I love the border dies, Carol. I do too. They really make a difference. They make a real they change your card. That's what they do, is they just change your card. So let's get our card base out now. Here we go. And we've got our designer series paper pieces. You know, I'm going to just burnish this a little more. I'm going to just get it a little more burnished there. And let's open it up. And this is our piece we're going to put on the front. And so what I'm going to do is take my glue and put it on this flap. Not too thick, thin. And a little bit on the inside like that. And then we'll put our flap on. And that should fit just right. And then we'll open it or turn it up and make sure it, just adjust it a little bit before the glue dries. There we go. And there's our flap. Isn't that cute? I think it's so cute. Yes, you're going to have to do some ordering, Marcia, as soon as you get that new card. Now, and this is why I went ahead and cut a second piece, because I just thought that was, I don't know, I wanted that to look a little nicer. So here's the piece we cut for the back, and it should fit just perfectly. So what we're going to do now is we can actually glue the pieces together, right? We can just put our glue all in through here so that the two pieces should glue together. I think it makes a little bit more finished look to your card. I really like it. And let's look on the front. Yep, the front still looks great. Doesn't that look kind of nice? Just a more finished, I think so. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Tammy. Now, to add just a little more to the card, I thought, because these patterns do coordinate, or they wouldn't be having them together, right? I have cut a 1 inch by 5.5 inch piece to go along the bottom. And I see that my yellow, my Daffodil Delight, did come a little bit over there. Let me see. I don't think it really matters. So what I'm going to do is I will just have this piece come that little, I think it's even less than a 1/16 of an inch. We'll just make sure to cover it with this little piece. And this will make a nice little finish to the inside of the card on the bottom, because you've got a lot of area to write here. And that's the first thing I think is, oh my gosh, with my writing, I don't want to have to fill that whole thing up, right? So we'll just pull that piece. It just takes up a little area, and I'm going to put the card sideways so that you can really see the full. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that a pretty inside? And we're going to do a little stamping here in a second. So there is, that's your envelope card. I know other people have made them. I know I'm not the first one to think of it, because I've seen them before. I've just never tried it. And I'm really loving it. So let's do a little bit of stamping to finish this off. I have got a couple of little pieces. I keep all my stuff in my envelope. That's how I know what to use here for our time together. And we're going to use some pretty in colors because our paper has Sweet Sorbet and Starry Sky. So I've got Sweet Sorbet and Starry Sky here. It does look more finished. Thank you, Roz. Yeah. The length, oh, okay, the paper, the measurements of the initial paper are 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 3 inches, and then scored again at 7.25. And each of these, the DSP and the Daffodil Delight, were 3 by 5.5. I will have these on my blog probably tomorrow or Friday. I'll put the measurements when I post it on my blog. Okay, so we're going to make a little flower for the front where the envelope closes. We're just going to make put a little flower. And again, this is from the Sending Smiles set. So I'm going to just ink this little flower up, and we're going to cut it out later with the coordinating die. Like that. Okay. And then I'm going to use another piece because I'm going to put the sentiment on that says a note of thanks. I have to tell you, so far, you know how you have those practical stamp sets that you just use all the time? This is from the annual, is one of my most practical sets, and I'll tell you why. Because of all these different small sentiments. You can pop these in, love and big hugs, birthday wishes, a card to say hello. You can pop those in any other card. You don't need to be using, even though all of the rest of the stamp set is beautiful, but these sentiments just pop anywhere. And I like on this card, and I really appreciate that. And I've been using them a lot. Okay, a note of thanks. Just stamp that down like that. Okay. And while we've got our stamp out, actually while I've got the red out, excuse me, the Sweet Sorbet, we are going to go ahead and let's stamp our envelope with our pretty flower. And I'm going to show you another something fun. So here's our little flower. I don't know, it could be a daisy, but I'm not totally sure. I'm going to stamp 2 of those. And one thing, this stamp set is a fun one because it has a little inside dot that goes inside your flower. I don't know if you can see that, is the teeniest dot. And so I'm going to take that Starry Sky and just ink up that little tiny, tiny circle. I didn't get it quite perfect that time. Isn't that cute? And let's do it on, well, this one we don't need to do it because I'm going to put a little gem on there. But then let's also stamp the inside of our card base while we're at it. We'll just put a few flowers on here. This just really, I think, adds a lot to our card. And we'll put one up here just for fun. And then we'll put some of those little blue, those cute little Starry Sky centers in there. That just makes me giggle. I don't know about you. It really makes the flower look great. Oh, what have I got there? Oh dear, I got like a little hair there. Or a little bit of ink on a hair. A bit of ink on a hair. I'm going to put another flower. We don't let things bother us here, do we? Let's just put another little flower in there. Okay, there we go. Okay, there. Now we've got all our flowers done, and we are going to die cut and decorate the front of our card now. Okay, so that is a pretty cute inside when you open that up. And there's the front, and there's our envelope. And so now we're going to die cut our note of thanks and our sentiment and our flower and the, I think they're called the sending dies, aren't they? Yeah, the sending dies. We have a great label die for that and a great flower die. So let me get our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine back up, and we'll zip those 2 through to finish off our card. I think I'm about due for some new plates. These are looking a little grungy. Oh, you do some second generation stamping on the envelope. Great idea, Allison. Polly, good to see you. Thank you for popping on. I'm glad you could come. So this little die, you know, with floral dies, you just turn them around until they fit. And pretty soon they just work. Let me see. Just keep turning until you get it just right. No, that's not right either. Let's try one more time. I think that's it right there. Okay, and then we have our sentiment with our note of thanks. This is really a great die here. Now that is, sometimes I just barely, I'm pulling my die down just a little bit on the sides. It was poking, it was kind of popping up a little bit. So this way it'll set better right on my sentiment. See if I can get that a little straighter. Okay, let's go ahead and run those through. Okay, here we go. A note of thanks and our little flower. There we go. Okay, and here's our card. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our flower right here in the center with a large Stampin' Dimensional or full-size Stampin' Dimensional. And I'm going to go ahead and put the dimensional on first right in the center there where the top piece comes to a point. And then we'll go ahead and just put our flower right on top of that. And then I've got, these are the in color matte dots, and I love these. I think I've used more of these than any other sentiment since the new colors came out, the new in colors. And so I'm going to go ahead and use a Starry Sky, a large matte dot, and put that right in the middle. Doesn't that look great? Okay, and now we have our note of thanks that we're going to put right down here. Now you can put it anywhere. I mean, it could go along here. You could trim off the edges of that label, but I kind of like it down, right down on the right hand side. And so I'm going to put 3 mini dimensionals. This piece fits mini dimensionals just perfectly, so I'm going to put 3 mini dimensionals to hold that down. And especially on embossed pieces, you do not want to glue, because then what you glue would be bumpy. You always want to use dimensionals on an embossed background for adhering. So we'll just put this right down here. And there's our cute little card. Isn't that cute? And see what I mean? I think this surface is padded. I'm going to go ahead and burnish even more so this top sticks down a little more afterward. I will do that. But I just think look at that little card. Isn't that just cute? I think anybody would love to get that. I think it's really fun. I'm excited that I finally figured that out. I will have it, Polly, on my blog with all the measurements. Yes, no problem. I will have it on my blog probably, I'm thinking Friday. So keep an eye out on prettypapercards.com. And now I'm going to come back up and we'll do our prize. Let's have our prize. And our prize this time was, and I've got it all bundled up and ready to go. I know a lot of you really wanted it. It's the envelope. I don't know if you can see it that closely. It's a little bag. It's a gift bag with the pomegranates and then 4 note cards already stamped with envelopes inside. And I got it all packaged up to send. And like I said, I had the most entries ever for people who wanted this prize. So I'll have to do this another time for you. And the winner is from YouTube, Johanna Barbieri. And Johanna, I do not have your address, so please send me your address so that I can get this in the mail to you. And I will leave you a comment over on YouTube also. I will comment on your comment So hopefully you see it. And that's a good reminder to all of you. If you don't think I have your address, make sure you watch the following video, the next Wednesday video, so that you can see if you won, because if I don't have your address or your email, I don't know how to get in touch with you. So the prize for next week is a package of 3 basic embossing powders, our basic embossing powders. And the one thing about it is it's supposed to come with clear, white, and black, and it came with clear, clear, and black. And I have the others, and I got it just because I was in desperate need of white. So I can't use any of these, so I'd like to give it to someone. So if you are interested in winning this package of 3 embossing powders, put prize in your comments, and I will do the drawing next Wednesday, which will be today's the 13th. It'll be the 20th. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I thank you so much for stopping by. I love hearing from you and having your comments. Let me know if you make the card. I'd love to hear how it comes out. And I'll be posting it, let's say, on Friday, and you can get all of